All right, so today we're gonna rebuild this Dura 7900. Some tools you're gonna need are some Allen keys, razor blade, screwdriver, pick, and some pliers. All right, now we got the pulleys off. Time to pull back the cage. You're gonna service the spring here. You wanna be careful with it because it is carbon. Grab your screwdriver, unscrew this little pin right here. All right, now once you got that off, you wanna pull up the parallelogram, let the cage spring back, and go ahead and unscrew that bolt right there. There you go, your cage pops off, you got your bolt, got the spring. All right, now moving on to the b-knuckle. You wanna unscrew that screw. It's gonna make it easier to put back together. And you wanna grab your clip, you wanna kind of rotate it like so. So it goes in between these two tabs. You grab your pick, go ahead and pop it off like that. Then pull this tab towards you. It should spring out. If it doesn't do that, grab your pick. You kind of wanna just wedge it in here, pop it up. It pops out like that. Grab your retainer thing, pop it off. Spring came out as well. We got our seal, which got kind of destroyed. Oh, it's still all right. And you grab your bolt, just pop it out. And there's also a little O-ring. There you go. All right, now we got everything all nice and taken apart. Now it's time to clean. For this, you can use a cleaner or a degreaser. You can also use alcohol, brake cleaner, or acetone. You don't want to use brake cleaner or acetone on painted stuff like the body and other rubber or plastic stuff, and especially like the cage. You only want to use alcohol on there. You can also use a steel brush or a brass brush to get some of the gunk off the pulleys and stuff, but you don't want to use it on the cage because these are carbon. They're pretty delicate. Just use some alcohol and just wipe it off. All right, and now time for our sealed bearing pulleys. If they spin smooth like this, I would just leave them alone. But if they don't, if they feel kind of rough, if they feel kind of slow, not smooth, I'll show you how to regrease them. It's not that hard. So first, this is the tension pulley here. We're going to focus on the guide pulley. There's a little seal. Just pop that off. This one's really simple. The sleeve, this metal sleeve, just kind of moves around. You just pop it out. You want to grab your razor blade. You want to pop up the seal right here. Pretty easy. It's kind of small, so you want to be kind of careful with it. You don't want to push too hard on it. Other side, just pop this thing out. Comes out like that. Now we have our bearings, and then I'd recommend popping out the seal as well. Just nice and easy. There you go. Now don't be scared. Just grab your little bearings, pop them off. There's a little ridge in the middle to kind of help them seat right there. These little cages are made out of rubber and these tiny little bearings, so these bearings can pop out very easily. If you have a magnetic tray, I'd recommend using one of those to clean them off. But yeah, just get a paper towel, some alcohol, maybe just clean these bearings up. Clean this off with some brake cleaner as well. Inside of here is brake cleaner, and the seals, just use some alcohol, nothing too harsh. And yeah, and then I'll show you how to put them back together. All right, now it's time for the other pulley. This one's a little bit different. It's kind of the same as a lot of other pulleys. Just pop these little aluminum seals off, get the other part, pop it out. There you go. Now, same thing, just grab your razor blade. Want to go from the inside, pop the seal up like so. Pops out like that. And as you can see, we have our bearings here. It did spin smooth. It spun pretty smooth, but there's kind of low on grease here, so we're going to go ahead and re-grease that. So you go ahead and grab the other side, pop it off as well. And now here, once we got both the seals off, we can spray this out with some brake cleaner. You can also use like a toothbrush to get it all nice and clean, and then we'll re-grease it back up again. There you go. And in my case, I'm using this ultrasonic cleaner, and since we have a black parallelogram, you don't want to leave this thing in for too long because it's going to flake or fade, you know, the sticker. And all I'm using is water and dish soap. All right, so now we got everything all nice and cleaned down, ready to go. For assembly, you're gonna need some grease. I'm gonna be using this Shimano premium grease. You can also use some of this bearing grease for the pulleys, and also some SRAM butter if you like. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is tackle the pulleys. We've got the guide pulley here. You wanna get this steel band bushing thing. You wanna grease it up. I'm using the Shimano premium grease. And grab your bearings. You want them facing the outside like that. I'm gonna pop them in, and remember there's a little ridge in the middle, so just pop them in like that, about halfway. Grab the other one, pop it on as well, and these will kind of lock together when you pop them on. Just kind of pop together like so. And then you want to grab some grease. You want to grease up the outside of those as well. There you go. All right, so we got this all nice and greased up. You want to grease up the inside as well if you want. Pop these two together. Just gently nudge it in like so. There you go. And grab your seals. You want to have the side, you want to have the right side. This is the one you want to face up. That's facing down in there. You want to bend them, make sure they're not bent at all. Just kind of straighten them out a little bit. Could have gotten bent when you popped them out. So these have a little slot they go into. As you can see on the other side, there's a little slot in there. So you'll kind of feel them nudge in. You don't have to push very hard, just a little bit of pressure. Should get them right in there. And yeah, once you got it popped in all the way, this is how it should look. You want to get some grease on that lip over there so it rides good on that bushing. And then same thing on the other side, go ahead and pop it on. And yeah, once you get both popped in, make sure the seals are both popped in all the way. This grease is kind of sticky, it gets everywhere, so that's why it's all shiny. Make sure it spins nice and smooth. And then we have our two little seals, metal seals. Go ahead and pop these on like so. And yeah, there you go. All right, now for the tension pulley, we got it all nice and cleaned out. See, it's spinning super fast. Now time to put some grease in. So again, I'm going to be using this premium grease. Just go ahead and pop some in there. All right, so after you got it greased up, you want to kind of spin it around because you want to get the grease down back into where the bearing races, where the bearings ride. Because if you just put it on the outside, it's not going to get back in there. You want to spin it around like maybe 10, 15 times and kind of re-grease it again. Get some more grease in there, and then grab your seals. Again, you want to just straighten these out, make sure they're nice and straight. This side goes up. Go ahead and pop these in. And yeah, they nudge in the same way the guide ones do. You just kind of pop them in. There's a little ridge. Fairly simple. And yeah, once you got the seals popped in, this is what you want them to look like. You want to see the two silver rings. Make sure they're like that. Make sure it spins nice and smooth. Then you got your little aluminum seals. Go ahead and pop it on. You want to have that center bushing as well. And yeah, make sure the other one goes in and pops on. There you go. All right, now it's time for the b-knuckle. Just grease it up nice and good, all the sides. Gotta want to get it on the top as well. And grab your spring, grease that up as well. You want to have that part that's recessed in a little bit. See how its tip is kind of going in? That one's flush right there. You want the side that's recessed in, you want that facing up. Rotate it in, find the hole. Make sure it pops down like that. And grab your seal, you want the wider one. Pop it on. All right, now you want to grab your bolt. It's this bolt, the one with like the massive hole in it, not that one. Want to grease it up nice and good. You also want to grab your O-ring, put it on here. Put a little bit of grease on there, just kind of smear it around. Put some grease on that bolt and stick it through. Rotate it in like that. Now grab your little retaining clip, pop that on. Make sure it engages with the spring. Push it all the way down like so. And grab your pliers. You want to twist it counterclockwise. You want to make sure that tab goes all the way over. And then behind that other tab, push that bolt through. Grab your clip and push it on. There you go. All right, now same thing for the b-knuckle. You want to grease this area up a little bit, nice and good, just the outside walls. Then you want to grab your spring, grease that up. You want to have the long end going into that hole right there. Go ahead, line it up, pop it in. Make sure it goes all the way down like that. And we have our plastic seal, pop that on. Like so. And then we have our cage, also grease it up nice and good, inside, outside. Then we have the bolt, grease that up nice and good as well. There's also a tiny washer at the bottom, a little thin washer. Go ahead and marry the two together. And once you got the bolt through, you want to have your little washer here. Pop that on as well. Make sure this area has a little bit of grease on it as well, like so. And then join the two together. There's two holes here if you're looking at it from this side. Left one is the tighter one, right one's the looser one. I'm going with the tighter one, like so. Grab your Allen key and screw it on. And just screw it in until it stops. You want it nice and snug, not too tight. All right, now your derailleur looks something like this. You want to grab your cage, you want to pull it around, and you want to pull the parallelogram up at the same time, like so. You also want to be careful with the cage because it is carbon. You don't want to crack it. And then pull it all the way around counterclockwise, like so, till you see that hole emerge. Then you want to grab your little stopper pin and just go ahead and screw it on. All right, now we got our pulleys. First off, we have our guide pulley. Go ahead and pop that one on. Grab the cage, that's how it goes on. And the bolt. All right, and now for the tension pulley. You want the side with all the lettering and the arrows, you want that facing up because the tension pulley spins clockwise. Go ahead and pop it on and then screw on your bolt. You don't want these very tight, you just want them snug because, you know, carbon. All right, so just put on your barrel adjuster, your clamp bolt. I also got the B screw on the back here. I always like to put a drop of chain lube on each of the pivots, makes it move nice and smooth. Also put some grease on that spring so it doesn't rust. And yeah, there you go. Now you got yourself a fully rebuilt derailleur. We got really lucky on this one. The carbon cage wasn't cracked. They're usually cracked on the mountain bike derailleurs, but what I can say is Shimano, they didn't use a carbon cage, then they started using one, and now they don't use one anymore. So make of that what you want. And yeah, but this thing's pretty cool. It's pretty light. There you go. Hope you found this video useful in some kind of way, and I'll see you guys. Bye.